What's going on? Hey. What's going on, world? Once again, thanks for logging on to House of Chapple TV. I am your one and only host, Rico Chapple. Turn off all ringers and such. Before we even get started, make sure you share, you like, and you subscribe to this video. And this video is sponsored by this PUMA right here that you can get. Ain't this cute? Oh, it matches the background. Go in. That you can get Amazon.com for like around 25 to 29 bucks. I will put the link below. So make sure you click on it and go shopping. They have like all different types colors. This is an 8. Don't ask me why I'm 6'1" and wear a size 8. I wear 8.5, 8.5. If you want to buy me some shoes, just get an 8.5, honey. I love it. It's amazing. So make sure you click on the link below. So this video, of course, is about my lifestyle, and I was trying to figure out like how will I approach this video or whatnot, but it's really no true way to tell your coming out story, but just to do it, okay? So I'm gonna go back as far as I can remember, just my childhood and what has prompted my situation I'm in now. I think the first thing that I remember was that I remember, like, my mom was always into clothes, makeup, and fashion. I remember planning her wigs and her red Mary Kay lipstick and her high heels. And I remember asking her a couple of years ago, I said, Mom, did you knew that I was planning your stuff? And she was just like, yeah, because she's very kind of anal about where things were. And she was just like, I knew, but what could I say? Like, you be you. You wasn't hurting anybody. I kind of stayed to myself or whatever. And I wasn't a bad child. So why was she going to discipline me of something that evidently I was hiding from her? And she just said she was just going to allow me to be me. And I remember when, people used to be like, walk like a model, walk like a model. Now I prance around or whatever. And I remember when I was about 4 years old, I was molested by a friend of the family. I remember it like it was yesterday. And I finally said something to my mom a couple of years ago when I was comfortable about talking about it. I mean, I said something to my friends. And when I told her the incident, her mouth dropped wide open because she remembered the teddy bear he gave me to keep me quiet. Because I always suck my thumb. So I always had something with me, either a blanket or a type of teddy bear or something. And she remembered it was a polar bear. It was a polar bear that I used to carry around and suck my thumb. And I just carry it with me everywhere. And she remembered, and it was also a family member that I should not reveal on this video, honey, because child, they already get a lot of flack anyway. So I just decided not to say their name. And I remember growing up that I always was teased. I remember in kindergarten, because I grew up around a lot of girls. Like, I have boys in our family. It's just really me, my brother, and my cousin Walter. He wasn't around all the time, so it was me and my brother. My brother was 3 years older, so I was always kind of left with girls. And I did their hair. We played house. I remember being in kindergarten. I just felt comfortable playing with the girls because I just was not interested in what the boys did. Like, going around beating up each other and this, that, and the third. It just wasn't hot to me. And I would say one thing, my mama allowed me to do me. I had toys, I had He-Mans, I had all Transformers. I played with guy toys, but when I was around my cousins over my cousin's house, I play with their Barbie dolls. I'll do their hair, I'll change their clothes, I'll style them, the same shit that I'm doing today. So it really wasn't a big deal. Did I ever look at guys back then and be like, oh, he cute? No. I had girlfriends. I remember my first girlfriend, in the kindergarten. She was a white girl child. Her name was Sabrina. And we used to hunch on each other and carry on and all that stuff. And I remember some of the guys back then in elementary school used to try to like touch me. I remember this guy named Bobby. I knocked the shit out of his ass on the playground one time, and we went tumbling down the hill at Cabin Donuts, and I wore his ass out. I wonder where Bobby is now. And I remember I was in the Chattanooga Boys Choir, honey, a breeding ground for pedophiles, honey. And we was rehearsing, and we had to wear these tights and these like little robes over. And this white boy grabbed my junks in the front, and I turned around. I tell you, I smacked the dog shit out of his ass. He was red, and he was like, but I was like, boy, you don't do that. Like, no. So it never was like I was just after guys. Oh, he's cute. And my thing is, I mean, you look at a guy and say, oh, he's cute. It was really never a big deal because I was around my mom all the time. My dad was around every now and then. My stepdad he was my mother's boyfriend, but they was together so long, I just called him my stepdad. He was around in and out. My aunt had a boyfriend or whatever. And so it was plenty male figures around the house, you know, so around, you know, me growing up or whatever. So going to elementary school, those things happened. Then middle school, you know, I got picked on, got teased a bit. But the thing was, I was a fighter. So it was not about like, oh, Rico, the punk, this, that, and the third. Because my whole thing is, girl, you can say what you want behind my back, but say it to my face. And my mom always told me, honey, you're small, you hit first. So I was always the pop. And so a lot of people wouldn't mess with me because my big brother was crazy, and all of my friends, Marcel, Richard, we were gonna fight you. So it really wasn't a big deal from being in the hood and growing up around from your friends that you had from when you was in preschool. You know, so it really wasn't a big deal, and everybody was just like, that's just the way Rico is. And so when I got into my last year in middle school, 8th grade, I was in Nashville. I remember this guy lived in our complex. And I mean, I like girls, but it just wasn't a lot of black girls at the school that I went to. I went to Apollo Middle School. And this one black girl was in love with me, but honey, she just was not my cup of tea, honey. She was a little rough around the edges. And I've always been attracted to a very gorgeous, pretty girl. And I remember this guy one time. His name was Rodney. He would come over every now and then and just hang, chill. We do guy shit. And basically back then I was really much into basketball, and I really actually could play. He was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, what you mean, what's up? And he grabbed his meats and like pulled his pants down, and I like, oh, bro, you gotta go. And I was like, you know, so I was like, I don't know where is this coming from, because I remember older men hitting on me growing up. I didn't know then, but they was saying little shit and little slick shit or whatever. And I remember my aunt boyfriend, he used to like when she would go to school, just say if I was sick home from school, because my aunt raised me pretty much after a certain point when my mom was doing her thing with the drugs and stuff. I went to stay with my aunt, and he would walk around naked and just try to have conversations with me. And I was like, and don't get me wrong, he was fine as hell, but I was like, and thinking back all this stuff now, I was just like, oh, they was trying to hit on me, or this, that, and the third. So going into high school is when I was finding myself, and I still wasn't thinking about guys like that, because to remind you, the same friends I had from elementary school, I changed school district. So pretty much from 6th grade on up to high school, I still had the same friends. I still had the same friends that were still alive. Honey, that's a whole nother story. From elementary school or whatever, they were just at a different school. They was at Howard High, and I transferred to Brainerd High. And so I still had, like I said, the same friends from Orchard Knob on to Brainerd High School. And so me acting a certain way wasn't like I was the same. I had great friends. I was around people who loved me. My family loved me. I was always the jokester. I always could dance. I always the center of attention. I always could make you laugh. And, you know, it was just is what it is. So, I really didn't start having sex until the 10th grade. Because I'm telling you, I was funny looking, skinny with this long neck with a big old head, you know, these big old fish eyes. You know, I really didn't have messing around to the 10th grade. And 10th, around the end of 10th, 11th grade, but it was all girls. So if the question, like, have I ever been with a girl? Yes, I've been with several girls, plenty girls. And, you know, it was always, oh, Rico gay, or Rico this, and Rico that. And it was mainly those guys that was a lot bigger. And then, but I got your girl. I remember I dated this girl named Candace. Everybody wanted her. And this was about time my senior year. No, I was my 11th grade year. And everybody wanted, I was in a band. I was very popular in the band. I was extremely popular at school. And she was beautiful, red bone. And when I tell you, people hated me, because I remember when we was in the hallway, everybody was like, oh my God, because she was a freshman. She fine. And everybody was just running off talking. I walked up to it. I was like, hey, what's going on? I'm Rico Chapple. Welcome to Brainerd High School. Blah, blah. Then a couple of weeks later, I had popped a cherry. And it was on and popping. And she was around me all the time. And we did our thing. And, I mean, it ended up not working. Like I said, I dated plenty of girls. And did I have an attraction to guys? I would say, not really. I mean, because I was like a person, if something was hot on a guy, oh, that's hot. I mean, he ain't a bad looking guy. I was very much that type of guy. Like, I wasn't no hater. Like, if, you know, it just was what it was. So after high school, I went to college. Oh, well, let me go back to high school. Towards the end of my high school year, I had some feelings, but it was just like, I put them in the back of my mind. I dated whoever I was dating. It was fine. And I think one of the reasons why I started looking at the situation, like, am I gay or could I be gay, is because a lot of people kept saying, oh, Rico gay. And I'm like, is it gay because I got your girl? Like, is it gay the way I look, the way I talk, the way I walk? Like, I don't get it. So I was just like trying to figure, I remember looking in the mirror and be like, well, am I gay? Like, looking like, is it a look? Am I gay? And I was like, oh, okay. So, and like I said, I've always had people hit on me. I remember my senior year, I ended up getting in this fight with this dude because he was trying to, like, talk to my friend, and come to find out later on that it was a whole bunch. We ended up getting into it. He tried to talk to my friend, and I told my homeboy, I was like, I think he was trying to holler at you. It just the questions that he was asking, and we ended up getting into it, blah blah blah. But I want to say I whooped his ass. That was the last fight. Yeah, that was the last fight I was in 12th grade. So I went off to college. I couldn't wait to leave my hometown because I felt like I was being closed in, that I couldn't grow as a person just from watching television. And my mom always told me, like, you just dream. I was a daydreamer growing up. Just dream and you can do whatever it is that you want to do. So I'm like, okay, I got to get out of here. I'm not applying to no schools in Chattanooga. I'm leaving. And the only way that I knew that I can go to school is a full scholarship. It couldn't be no partial. My daddy really pretty much threw me out the house my senior year. And let me tell you, when I get into my living situation of going to house, y'all probably start crying, but girl, I'm gonna let you know I'm all right, and it has made me a strong bitch to this day. And so I went to college. I went to Lane College because they gave me a full scholarship versus I applied to Florida A&M, Alabama A&M, Tennessee State University, UTK. I pretty much got accepted to all of them, but TSU and Lane College gave me the most money, but TSU only gave me partial, and I had to do a loan. And they wouldn't let me just take out a loan. I said I had to have a parent, and no parents wasn't around, so I had to go to Lane College, which I didn't have to take out a loan. And so when I got to Lane College, I was already popular going into it because I was drum major at Brandon High School Band, and we competed against Whitehaven and I think Melrose, what it is, them schools in Fairland, them schools in Memphis. So they already recognized the face. I ended up being Mr. Freshman at Lane College. I still wasn't interested in men, but I would say it sparked curiosity because, I mean, you got to this school and you just got all these beautiful ass people, like from all around, all walks of life. But it was, I mean, I didn't have girlfriends, I just had cut buddies. Like, you know, you meet somewhere off campus, y'all hook up, boom, boom, boom. It was never a big deal. So then it was my time to pledge Kappa. And pretty much I kind of stayed to myself, except with my friends from Chattanooga, and my homeboy Roach at the time, my line brother, which became my line brother. I remember being online and they was asking, are you gay? Are you gay? We never heard anything, but you just look so damn gay. Once again, I'm like, how the hell gay look? And so my line brother started laughing because it was kind of funny how they was kind of tormenting me. And I was like, girl, no. I was like, no, I'm not gay. And then since they knew Roach hung with me, they said, have you ever had any pussy? I was like, yeah, I had plenty of pussy. This is not a big deal. I don't sit and brag. So one of the reasons why I didn't want to tell them who I was messing around with is because it was a fraternity bruh's girlfriend. So I didn't want to tell them, but the only thing that saved me was that the fraternity brother was paper and he didn't pledge. So they told him my line brother told him who they was, and when I tell you, the whole room fell out. The whole room fell out. It was like, oh my God. So they gave me kind of props for boning this girl in college. And so pretty much the question wasn't raised anymore. It was just, I kind of put it, they just labeled it as Rico just is who he is. He act the way he act because that's just him. It just is what it is. So I pledged, then I transferred to Tennessee State University. Now, baby, that's when it all kind of went down. I was on campus by myself in the summertime. When I went to TSU, it was just a different school. You had more people. Like, these were grown-ass adults to me, walking around looking like grown-ass men, looking like grown-ass women. And coming from Lane College, where everything was so small, sheltered, and closed in, you know, I wanted a new experience because I still felt like I was trapped in Chattanooga. I just wanted a new experience. So when I got to TSU, a lot of the children was just looking at me and taunting me and staring at me and pointing and carrying on. I'm like, oh my God, like, what's really the deal? And I remember I end up going into the band, the Aristocrat of Bands, when I first got there. And my section leader, Dale, we're friends to this day, but I tell you, I hated that bitch back then. He kept just staring at me, but he was real hard on me in practice. And I was like, you know what? Me being an engineering student, getting out of class at 6 o'clock, then try to go band practice start at 5, getting out of class at 6, 7. I was 2 hours behind. And I was like, this shit is not working, so I'm going to have to stop the band because I had to keep my scholarship. And I said, plus this nigga is always at me, on me, just looking at me weird, looking at my crotch, because we had to wear these little band shorts and like gym shorts, and you seen everybody print. It just was what it was. There was nothing that you can hide unless you wear like 3 pair of drawers. And so I remember the band director, Dean Sexton from Chattanooga, just like, I don't want you to quit. He probably like you. Bitch, he what? Oh, bitch, y'all can have this motherfucking horn. So I was very much like that because I knew the feelings was coming out, but I just didn't know how to respond to it. So I was like, oh, no. So after I quit the band, I was just hanging out because I used to teach this engineering program called ECI. And I remember this guy, fine as hell. We had to take showers, and you know, in college, sometimes they have open showers, and sometimes they have them little cubicles with the shower curtains. So I'm in there taking a shower. This dude walks in, fine as hell, and I saw him through the curtains, but I just kind of paid it. It just was what it was. He had a fat ass, big old boom, 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 this, that, and the third. And I got out the shower. I noticed that his shower was open. And I was like, and he was on rock. I was like, I hurry up, and when I mean to tell you, I grabbed everything I possibly could real quick, and I hit it to my room. About 10 minutes later, somebody knocked on the door. Boom, 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 boom. It was this fool. I said, how can I help you? He said, you left, I think it was something in the shower. You left your rag or something, your shampoo or something in the shower, because I did have hair then. And I was like, okay, and we started talking, this is that and the third, yada yada yada. He was just asking questions, just being real. Bitch, luring me in, honey, with like a steak, honey, with pit bull and a steak, honey, just luring me in. And we was just talking. He got up and got ready to leave, and he was erect. And I was like, oh, what's that? And he was just like, what's that? Before I know it, we end up playing around. And it was my first time. And I remember when we was done, I said, please do not be mad if I don't say nothing to you on campus, because this is so new to me and I don't want this to get out to nobody. And I met a guy in a band that ended up being my best friend throughout the duration of college, named Kenneth. And we was talking about it, and he was just like, he pretty much dogged you out. And I was like, what you mean? He was like, you gave him head, this, that, and the third. I was like, no, that's not the case. He actually did, oh, I'm telling y'all too much in this story. He actually did me, and I tried to do him. I was like, this is not my thing. Don't be mad at me. I'm sorry. And so that was the first time I experienced somebody just talking about me and lying about me and slandering my name or whatever. And so that was pretty much me, my matriculation of becoming my first sexual experience or whatever. And so so this is how I felt about the whole situation. Me coming out, like me messing around with the guy, I knew immediately, like, this may be something that I probably would continue, because even though it felt wrong, it felt right at the time. And I'm gonna go into another story about my first boyfriend in another video, because it's just, I don't want this video to be so long. But when I got with my first boyfriend, it felt right, because I was bisexual for a period of like 3 to 4 years, where I dealt with the girls and guys on campus at TSU. And as far as my family, try to make this quick. So as far as my family wise, it wasn't until after I dated my first boyfriend, I moved to Atlanta, because my thing was, I wanted to tell them after I achieved a level of success. And that's what I tell like any gay guys that are coming out, because parents would try to cut you off. And I just know how my dad done in the past, and my mom was just really never around. I just didn't know what the hell they was doing. I was kind of staying with my aunt at the time when I go home. So I was just like, I'll wait till I get out on my own and do my own thing. And when I don't need nobody, before I even actually say anything, before I bring anybody around, etc., etc., etc. So the first person I came out to was actually my mama. And I knew this broad was gonna go tell everybody, because my mom was call herself being clean. She was gonna come stay with me. And I was just like, Mom, I got something to tell you. And she was just like, well, I said, girl, I like boys, because that's how we communicate with each other. She said, I know. I was like, hold on, bitch, what you mean? What you mean you know? And she was just like, I just knew you was a different child growing up. You was very no nonsense. You was trying to stay to yourself. You was just into a lot of things. You was quiet. You was into, you was just into a lot of different things that the guys wasn't into. And she said, as my job as your mother is just to make sure you was just felt comfortable in your own surroundings. So that's why I feel, and that's why I'm so comfortable now. Well, and when I came out and decided to be gay, that I'm just so comfortable. Was I born gay? I don't know. I don't feel that I was, but I do feel that I didn't try to get a fair shot, because I was touched and introduced to it when I was a little boy, and I dated women for so long. So I really can't answer that question. And then of course my mom told them, everybody. And so when I told my daddy, because I was like, oh, I was a cheerleader in college. So I remember showing my dad a picture. I had to tell my dad some type of way that I was cheering. And I already know how my dad is. You just can't tell him. You got to kind of show him and give like 5 examples, honey. And so I showed him a picture of me doing a stunt, holding the girl up with one hand. And so he was just like, this you? This what? Yeah, I said, Dad, I'm a cheerleader. You know, we do turn backflips, and I can go outside and turn backflips down the street, and all in my younger years. Do all that shit. And he was like, oh my God. And so family members had something to say. Is he gay? Is he gay? Is he gay? And my dad was like, nah, my baby ain't gay or whatever. But when I didn't tell my dad until I was like late 20s, early 30s, my brother came to live with me when he got out of jail. And so I introduced my brother to my boyfriend at the time. He was in the Army. And soon as my brother got home to Chattanooga, my dad said, as soon as he got off that bus, baby, the camera, too much shocking, or whatever, delete some videos. So soon as my brother got off the bus, my daddy called me and said, son, I got something to tell you, honey. And I was like, you know what? I kind of knew or whatever, because I know how my daddy is, honey. He just like me, honey. He just gonna say whatever. Well, I'm just like him. He gonna say whatever. So I kind of knew what was going on, what was gonna happen. So he was just like, your brother told me that you got a boyfriend and this is that and the third. And I said, okay. And he was just like, well, son, I'm gonna tell you this. You more man than anybody I know. You got your shit together. You don't ask me for nothing. You handle your business. So I respect you. I love you to death. You still my son. Baby, after then, it wasn't shit that nobody could tell me. My mom knew. My dad knew, and they both felt, you know, some type of way on a positive note. So I could agree, to be honest, I could care less on what and how anybody else felt. And so, like, when people try to attack me on social media and say things like, your father must be disappointed in you, honey, my father is proud of me. You know, my next step in life right now is to just really kind of ground and settle my life and move forward and have kids. And I remember I was talking to my dad like, Dad, I really want to have kids. And he was just like, you know what? I really trust you. And out of all of my kids, you the only one that have listened to me, and you're going to have kids when it's the right time to have kids for you. And so, and just to hear him say things like that, and just to hear him say things like, son, you need to get in the gym, you know, the business that you in, you want to have men and women after you, and are you dating anyone, and having these conversations, and still kiss me on the cheek and call me his baby boy every time that he see me. It was kind of emotional. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. So when people come at me with them crazy ass, you faggot comment, and you this, that, and the third, it doesn't bother me, because I know I got people at home that absolutely love me, and I got a whole slew of people out there in the world that love me. And you know, I hope that you guys didn't tune in to hear some down story, but there's parts of this story. My next couple of videos, I'm gonna tell y'all about my first boyfriend, and I'm gonna also tell you guys about me being an openly gay Kappa, because like I said, I pledged Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and just my situation in that. But I will tell you this, the problems that I had the most out of people was other people. It never was me. And it never was my friends, because my friends was my friends, and they're still my friends now. And they never cared. Even my best friend, Juanita, she was the first person I told that I was gay, that was quote unquote straight. And she gave me a hug and said, I will always love you no matter what. And God, that was damn near 18 years ago over 18 years ago when I told her, and we've been friends since the 9th grade, and we are still friends and talk every single day. So you guys, I'm sorry if this video was just really, really long. And it actually could be probably like 30 minutes longer, but I just wanted to share this story with you, because I felt that it's just a lot of people out here, a lot of people out there in the world that needs to know that it's okay. Like, long as you can put in your head that what you're doing is, look, we'll put it like this: as long as you ain't hurt nobody and you're doing what's right, it's not about being a Muslim, it's not about being a Christian, it's about doing what's right. And if you feel that you're not hurting anyone and harming yourself and putting yourself at danger or risk or anything, guess what? You're gonna be fine, and blessings are gonna be bestowed upon you. And I tell everybody, you know, if I'm such the bad person by engaging in homosexual activity, why am I so blessed? And that's what I'm gonna leave you guys with today. So I hope you like, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with your friends, honey. And I'll talk to you guys next time. And bitch, you know I'm on a roll, honey. This is the 3rd video this week, bitch. Yes. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Bye.